Hello. I hope your day's been swell. Today, I'm starting another new series where I'm going to showcase a universe that I've been building. It is complex and full to the brim with magic systems, though it is all smaller than the orbit of the Earth. Now, this may seem similar to my other series, Let's World Build, which is linked in the description, but that is about me showing all the steps I take to develop my universes, while this one is about sharing what I already have. It'll be split into seasons where I show off different universes, but this universe will be Season 1, obviously. That being said, I am taking a risk by sharing this stuff. Should I write novels in this universe, which is looking very likely, then the deep lore that I'll be explaining in these videos might be relevant to those novels' plots, and so I may be ruining some of the surprises. If that happens, I'll probably just go back and mark all these videos with lots of spoiler warnings. So, to get to it then. My working name for this reality is the Sphere, which is unsurprisingly because it is a perfect sphere. The border is solid and impenetrable, and nothing exists outside of it. Everyone and everything is contained within. The sphere is tiny compared to our own universe, by many orders of magnitude, in fact. The average distance between the Sun and the Earth is known as an astronomical unit, or AU, which is equal to about 92 million miles. This may seem like a lot, but a light year is around 63,000 times larger, so yeah, it's small on cosmic scales. The universe I'm sharing with y'all is a mere 0.3 AU in radius. That is around 2.8 quadrillion times smaller than our own universe. It takes light 45 billion years to go from Earth to the edge of the observable universe, whereas it only takes less than 4 minutes to go from the center of the sphere to the boundary wall. If there even was a speed of light, that is. As you will discover across the next episodes, this reality may seem familiar on the surface, but the closer you look, the weirder it gets. Foundational laws that seem unbreakable can be bypassed. Many aspects of physics don't even exist, including any of the fundamental forces of gravity, electromagnetism, or the weak and strong forces. How does anything look recognizable then? You'll just have to stick around and find out. You might also be wondering how anything can fit in a universe so small. Where do planets go if there's no space for them to orbit? Are planets even a thing without gravity? Are stars even possible to have day and night cycles? All answers will come in due time, my friend, but for now, I want to give an overview of how this reality appears on a grander scale. First, planets do exist, though not in the form you might be thinking of. They are tetrahedrons, which look like this, instead of spheres. They are the first platonic solid made of 4 triangles. The basic explanation is that these planets' cores are made of a special material that, when put into the shape of a perfect tetrahedron, has attractive qualities. There are, of course, some missing layers here that play their parts, but I choose not to have time for that right now. Just know that on the surface of one of these planets, there's air and life and oceans and mountains, just like on Earth. Some sweet familiarity. And now to dump that away from you. The largest of these planets is around half the size of the Sun, and the smallest is no larger than the meteor that killed the dinosaurs. But on the surface of all of them, you'd experience the same downward force, around equal to Earth's surface gravity. Throughout the universe's 1.5 million year history, there were 53 planets, and they were arranged in 2 3D golden spirals originating on the center of the sphere. If you don't know, a golden spiral is that curve you get from this formation, if you've seen this before. It's related to the golden ratio and the Fibonacci sequence. You can look up more about it if you're interested. Here is a diagram of what that looked like, which is also linked in the description. The planet sizes and shapes are not to scale, and the lines do not actually exist in universe. They're just shown here for illustration purposes. I've mapped out the 11 largest planets, all of which are at least half the size of the moon and above. The one that's half the size of the sun is in the very center. As you can see, it has some symmetry to it. As for the reasoning for the golden spirals, long story short is that God thought it was the most beautiful arrangement possible because God itself was a golden spiral. If that's very vague, don't worry, you will get the long story long eventually, but not now. That is honestly about it for the essentials of the universal structure. Since this video is pretty short, being a mere introduction, I want to throw y'all some cool facts about this universe. You may have noticed that there are no stars, which is very adept of you. There is still a day and night cycle, and it comes from the wall of the universe itself. It will glow for certain periods, filling everything with mostly uniform light, and during other periods it will be utterly dark. These cycles are unpredictable and feature different colors. There are sunlight days, red days, purple days, and several more. Also, all space of this reality is full of breathable air. Nowhere could you not breathe, except in water, of course. The border sphere itself was alive and acted as the god of the universe, the aforementioned god, in fact. There are 29 types of matter, magic including the platonic solids, which you saw a hint of earlier, and a system of 2D magical symbols used to imbue those platonic solids. And last but not least, I leave you with the fact that traditional atoms and molecules do not exist. At this point, this should come as no surprise to you. Instead, as you zoom in on the material, you'll just find more of that material at the same density as on a macro scale, unto infinity. So yeah, that is all of that for now. Hopefully that sparks your interest some. I sure am excited to share more of it with you all. The next few episodes will be focused on the basic rules of physics, which could take more than just a few episodes. We'll see how in-depth I go. And until then, have a good day.